Hi, I'm Catherine Mora. I'm a book coach and I work with coaches, speakers, and aspiring thought leaders to help them write quality books. Today's topic is how to find an illustrator. So, I've had a few clients who have been working on children's books, and there are members of my group who are in this situation who want to write children's books as well. So, finding an illustrator can be quite easy and quite tricky at the same time because the quality really varies. There are lots of different ways that you can find one. So first, you can literally just Google children's book illustrator, or if you're doing some sort of self-help book with instructions, you could put, drawings, illustrations, or self-help. There's a whole lot of Google searches that you can try depending on the topic of your book. So that's one thing. Another thing is you could use upwork.com. So that's an employment platform for freelancers. Fiverr with 2 R's is another one. You could also look on Instagram. You'd be surprised if you type in illustrator, then illustrators will tend to have, the word illustrator obviously in their profile, and they'll have streams of drawings that they have done so that you can get a feel for their sort of style, because illustrators do tend to have a style where everything looks like it's been done by that same person. Whichever way you find them, one of the really important things to do is to get a test illustration based on your character or your topic, because sometimes it's really hard to imagine how your illustrations are going to look even though you've seen samples of their work and you've got their style. So I had a client recently who was writing a children's book, and we actually ended up auditioning 4 different illustrators because they were quite different, and I guess, to be honest, we both liked a different style. So we found 4 illustrators that sort of were quite varied in their style, because she wasn't quite clear on what it should look like. But one of those situations where you're not 100% sure, but you know it when you see it, or that you'll know it when you see it, or you think you'll know it when you see it. And that's kind of what happened. So we got her to do, we got 4 different illustrators to do a test illustration, and then had people vote on them. It was absolutely incredible. And in fact, the chosen illustrator was not who we thought we were going to go with based on what we thought. So we actually had the illustrators, 4 people did an illustration, and then narrowed it down to 2, and those 2 people did a double page spread. And the reason we spent so much time, and obviously each time that they were all paid, is because it's the first in a series of books. And if you're going to use the same illustrator for a series of books, you want to be sure that you're absolutely in love with their style, and how someone interprets your character and what you want can often be very different to what's in your head, or even if you don't think you have a picture in your head, just so different to what you want, and you see it on paper and go, ooh, I don't like that at all. So definitely get test illustrations. Even if you only pick one illustrator, get them to do a test, which you pay them for, just to make sure that you love it before you engage them. Illustrators will tend to give you a per page or a per double page spread cost, or investment amount if it's a children's book. If it's someone who's drawing, I have another client who's doing an instructional manual on swimming, or an instructional book, I guess you would call it, and there are going to be illustrations that show diagrams of how to do the certain strokes or the moves in the water. So that person will charge a per drawing amount generally. So find them on Google, Instagram, Upwork, Fiverr. There might be an illustrator association in your town or your city or in the country. So there are lots of different ways. Someone being not in a professional association doesn't actually mean they're not going to be good. And the way you're going to test it is by doing that test illustration. Maybe even 2 if you can't narrow it down. Good luck. I hope that helps. Message me anytime if you'd like to talk about your book project. Just comment below, send me a PM. I've also got a 45-step book writing and publishing checklist, which I'll drop the link below. You are welcome to click on that link and just give me your email, tell me where to send it. Until the next video, enjoy.